Hey y'all, welcome back to Harmon Homestead. I'm in the kitchen and look what we have here. We just harvested our first pumpkin. Guys, we have been canning non-stop every day, all day long. The heat is oppressive here in central Alabama, but we're just muddling through. So today, I'm going to can pumpkin. I'm going to post the link for the recipe and instructions for this in the description of this video, and it's by University of Georgia, and they show you how to can winter squash and pumpkin, and it's going to be the same recipe that we use for our blue Hubbard squash. So anyways, pumpkin is ripe, it's orange, has a good hollow sound to it. That's good. The vine is wanting to die back a little bit, especially at the beginning of the vine, so we went with it. So the first thing that I'm going to do with this is cut him up. I'm going to cut it open and we're going to gut out the pumpkin, take out the seeds and the pulp, and we're going to use the flesh. It'll need to be peeled. So I have a vegetable peeler, a huge knife, a hard spoon, a good sturdy spoon, cutting board, quartz, and then a bowl. So the reason I've got quartz is you can do this in pints or quarts, but I'm going to pressure can mine in quartz. Regular mouth will be fine for this. You can do regular mouth or wide mouth, but this must be pressure can. You cannot water bath pumpkin. So let's just dig right in here and start cutting him. This is a huge pumpkin. We weighed him, he was 13.2 pounds. That's pretty big for a backyard raised bed pumpkin. Now I've got 1/2 of this pumpkin here. I cut it just down the side like a watermelon and I took out the stem. That's what I personally did. If they're small enough, you can do that. So what we're going to do next is take out the pulp. The seeds you can save, you can roast these. A lot of people like that. I don't. I'm not a big fan of it, but I'll tell you what I do with this. This is great for your chickens. If you've got farm animals, something like pumpkin is great, and they call it a natural dewormer. So especially in the fall, if you have decorations of pumpkins or grow these, give them to your farm animals. It'll help. So what I'm going to do is just scoop this out like that. And you need to be careful with your pumpkin because you don't want this mashed up. This needs to be in chunks, all this flesh. You do not want it just pureed. You may see that online, don't do it, okay? Now you see how, just like you're carving a pumpkin, just put it all in here, and I'm gonna take it down the hill to the animals. If I can show y'all here. And just try to make it like a swift swipe, just to get all the pulp out. Like that, grab it with your hand, and you toss it in your bowl. There's nothing that smells better to me than a pumpkin. I love it. I love to eat pumpkin. Now you're probably gonna ask, what do you do with canned pumpkin? I put it in soup, chili. My husband likes it in chili. I will make desserts with it, like pumpkin cream cheese roll bread. It's amazing, guys. It's amazing. And it's a good, cheap filler if you can grow them yourself. So I think for the drought that we've had, we've done great. I don't know the record on blue Hubbard squash, but I have a feeling we may end up with a record blue Hubbard squash. If anybody knows, let me know. Our blue Hubbard, I'm gonna say, is at least 50 pounds. Our biggest one is huge. All right, so just keep scraping until you get this very clean. We've got him cleaned out. What I'm going to do is slice this pumpkin. It's really just like a watermelon, okay? So I'm gonna make thin strips. You want about 1-inch cubes for this recipe. So I'm going to do some thin strips and then we're going to peel it. And what I am personally going to do is peel it with a vegetable peeler all the way down, and then that's your pumpkin strips. So take it and just start peeling. I'm going to move this out of the way so you guys can see. I could do it right there. Can you see? Yep. Now you'll have to make several swipes to get the green off, if there's any green to the rind, depending on when you picked it. Just like that. Very good. So there's that. Let's take our scraps, put them over here. And now you're going to cut this. This is how I'm personally doing it. So I'm going to make about 1-inch cubes. And then we'll go like that. That goes in your pot, and then we're gonna keep working on this. So let me add this in here. A good way that I have done before, and I've canned a good bit of pumpkin, to measure how much I've got, because this stuff only needs to get on the stove and boil for 2 minutes. That's it. I like to go on and put my pumpkin down in a quart jar and measure it that way. My canner will fit 5 regular mouth quart jars, so what I'm going to do is do this. Now, you see me in my videos tap, 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 and cram everything that I'm putting in this jar in it. This you don't want to. You want it very loose. It will shrink a little bit once you've boiled it, but that's okay. You want this extremely loose down in here. So I'm gonna do one more strip to show you guys. And that'll probably be filled up as far as we want it. So I'm going to cut him again, and then take my vegetable peeler and start peeling. And he just broke. That's okay. You don't want any green on there. You want this completely peeled. And keep going. I hope y'all are all surviving the heat. I saw out west they had record temps. It's been terrible here. We're not getting a break. And Saturday or Sunday this week here it's supposed to be 98. So it's just, we're sweltering. All right, got that peeled. That's the easiest way to do it, guys, instead of leaving your pumpkin intact, trying to peel that big monster. That's a lot of work. Okay, so do your little cubes, just like that. Maybe. I'm gonna call it right there, okay? So I've got 2 little pieces left. 1 pumpkin, guys, is going to get you a lot of pumpkin to use. You can use this for pumpkin pie. You can do pumpkin puree. You could do so many things with this canned pumpkin. So what I'm gonna do now is dump this in my pot that we're going to boil. So I'm going to loosely, gently tap that in there out of that jar, because you don't want this stuff mushed. You want it firm and solid. So I'm gonna start counting on the next jar here with the other slices that I do. We'll cover it with water, boil it for 2 minutes, and then pressure can it. Guys, so we boiled our pumpkin for 2 minutes. Here's the finished product. We have 8 quarts. I had 9, but I did not have room in my canner for the 9th one, so we just ate it fresh last night. 8 quarts of pumpkin pressure canned. You want a 1-inch headspace, pressure can, quarts for 90 minutes. And this is good stuff, guys. When you're ready to use it, just drain the water off and you have pumpkin. We'll see you guys next time on Harmon Homestead.